I tend to take a fairly long-term view about the economic situation in Brazil. In many ways, Brazil is a very good case for investment. You have a young population, you have a lot of natural resources, you have good institutions, a strong democracy, and the reality is that very quickly, I believe, the challenges and difficulties you have at the moment will go away. So right now, I see Brazil as an investable market, and a market that has some challenges in terms of sentiment and some geopolitical challenges, but I believe Brazil will continue to grow, and I believe that in the longer term, Brazil will be one of the top 3 economies in the world. Therefore, it's a very, very important opportunity to invest, and I'm very confident about the long-term prospects for the market. The advertising sector has slowed down very significantly this year. It's what you'd expect. But as soon as you see seeds of recovery and as soon as you see consumers spending, then I think advertising will come back very strongly. Digital has been growing, but it's relatively slow compared to global growth. Digital advertising takes about 18% of ad spend. That compares to globally nearer 25%. So I think there's big growth opportunities, and I think the social media opportunities around the World Cup will also stimulate demand in advertising. Well, our strategy is very much to put our business at the heart of the digital economy. That's been our strategy for a while, and we're investing very heavily behind that. And globally, we're about 45% of our revenue is digital. In Brazil, it's significantly higher. So our businesses here with brands like Isobar and iProspect are very digitally centric. Well, one of the biggest challenges you have is your infrastructure. So your broadband speed and your capacity is not sufficient to greatly accelerate e-commerce. And when you have strong e-commerce, which is based on trust, then you have a very strong digital economy, and also a relatively slow broadband development in your market. If those 2 things are resolved, then you'll see an explosion of e-commerce. And with an explosion of e-commerce, you'll participate fully in the digital economy. We don't talk about what we have planned, but we do plan to invest quite heavily into Brazil over the longer term. The business we've built, we have 13 operating units. It's been built on acquisitions. So we have a number of plans, and we have significant funds to invest in the market. And I'm sure over the longer term, we'll do more acquisitions. We've done 20 globally so far this year, so we understand how to do acquisitions and how to get the best talent into the business, and we fully expect that to do that in the Brazilian market too. So we tend to focus on small and medium-sized acquisitions because they integrate very well. You can bring synergies to them very quickly, both revenue synergies and cost synergies. If you bring new talent into the operating model, it means you can provide that talent to many of your other clients. So small and medium-sized generate quick returns, bring in new talent, and you can execute them relatively quickly. But that doesn't mean that we're not interested in larger acquisitions, and we've done some larger ones in the past, and I expect we'll do larger acquisitions going forward, as well as small and medium-sized.